Hello, everyone. No clue what day it is. I'll find out when I look at my Instagram post. Sorry, does my camera look different to you guys? Maybe it's because I don't have my glasses on. Anyway. Oh, man. Okay, so, what time is it? It is 11:30. I have been doing schoolwork all day today. I made it to my class on time, so we're good. It was Univ 101 we had today, and it was fun. We did like a learning name game, and then someone led the discussion, and then we talked about like spiritual stuff, I don't know. Anyway, so I don't have to worry about anything for that class. At least for now, at least this week. After Univ, instead of devotional, I went back to the dorm and just did a bunch of schoolwork because I'm like swamped. Literally got like 50 things due. And I did quite a bit. I wrote down the American Heritage notes I was supposed to do, and I got like a bit into the notes I was supposed to take for like the 35 pages he wanted me to read, and then it stopped like letting me copy and paste, so I read for biology. I got all the way to halfway through chapter 3 today, and I need to get through that in chapter 4 tomorrow, and then we have a blog post or like assignment due based on what we read due Friday, I think. Then I had Book of Mormon class or whatnot. Book of Mormon doodad. We talked about the plates. I didn't realize there was a sealed portion that like we just don't know what it said. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, that's crazy. There's like just a portion that we just didn't get to know. That makes me mad. I'm like, what? Anyway, oh well. God does what he wants. God does what's best for us. So, guess we don't need it. Anyway. So, we learned about that, which was really fun. And then after that, I went and sat outside the, I have biology lecture today, so I sat outside that building and read my biology book, or whatever. I got to halfway through chapter 3. I finished chapter 2, chapter 1, chapter 2, and then I'm halfway through chapter 3. I gotta do that in gotta read that in chapter 4 tomorrow. But anyway, it was really interesting. Our lab and our lecture are like taught by completely different people, and there's like no correlation between it. There's no like helping or anything like that. Like the lab person told me, hey, you're not gonna know all the questions on the lab, but you're gonna learn them in lecture. And I was like, oh, okay, sweet, so I'll wait till after lecture to do it. We did not learn anything that was on the lab until in lecture today, so I'm gonna have to look up everything. So whatever, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Google was made to be searched. But it sucks to how, like, out of sync they are. They're, like, there's no, like, they don't talk to each other. I don't know why. Even the teachers, even, like, my professor and my, lab teacher or whatever, they're like, yeah, this is the worst way to ever do a class, yet for some reason we can't change it. I think it has something to do with, like, funding and, like, there's, like, you gotta go to a board or something, I don't know. Something crazy. But anyway, so lecture was still pretty cool. We learned about the two theories that make up biology, which is cell theory and the theory of evolution, which is real. Evolution is real. I'm not trying to cause any drama, but I didn't think that Adam and Eve were like came from literal monkeys. But after that class, I 100% believe that evolution is like a literal thing. Because I literally thought the scriptures said that God made us from clay. I don't read, I haven't touched Genesis in my entire life, so, and also people in the church telling me, like, their beliefs and not doctrinal beliefs. Gosh, gotta watch out for that. Literally, watch out, your children are being indoctrinated by false doctrine, because people anyway. Whatever, I guess that's why the whole thing is read the Book of Mormon for yourself and get your own testimony. But it's also read the Bible for yourself. Ugh, we don't read the Bible enough. Anyway, so, yeah, I got a snack before, like, beef jerky, before lecture or whatever, because I was starving, hadn't eaten all day. Use those dining dollars, put them to good use. And then, what did I do? Oh, freaking evolution is totally real after that class. Like, I mean, you know, like, there are the Homo sapiens, and like the, what are they called? You have the homos and homo was whatevers, and then you have the primates, and like, all this stuff. But you can see the evolving whatever, and there's like a lot of evidence to show that we have evolved from like literal particles to now, which I always thought was like, oh, that's not true, because God just snapped his fingers and we were made. Like Adam and Eve were just whatever. But nowhere in the scriptures does it say how God made us. She even went over the whole timeline of like the church's stance on evolution. We don't have a stance now currently because there's discourse or whatever, so believe what you want. But literally there's no like nothing on how we were made. God could have snapped his fingers and we were made, but evolution could have also been like the way things happen, which means dinosaurs are real, Mom. My mom doesn't believe dinosaurs are real. She thinks like, you know how like God took pieces from different places and put them in made the earth. She thinks the dinosaurs came from a different planet. Dinosaurs are real. They're real. We actually, oh my gosh, in UNIV today, someone brought up that they were talking with someone either on their mission or like at some point in time, and they said that dinosaurs, that you couldn't be a part of the church if you believed that dinosaurs were real. And that, like, I was like, oh my gosh, my mom believes dinosaurs aren't real. But I didn't say anything, obviously, because I don't want to speak in class. But anyway, it was very funny. I was like, this is very funny. But yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that evolution is how man became man. Obviously there weren't like spirits inside of like primates and Homo whatever, but when we came like the fully evolved man in his image, I fully believe that's like Adam and Eve. Although it is really weird, because if Adam and Eve had parents that were like this weird, that's another bit, is like, when did that evolution, like, it's a really weird thing, because evolution, I definitely believe evolution is like a real thing. I mean, it's prevalent in like every other animal, so why not in us? But then there's also that gap of like, what made Adam's body the right body to be able to have a spirit? How would an Adam and Eve too? Because we had both Adam and Eve. I know they were in the garden, and then they got transfigured or whatever. I know that bit. So maybe, like, who are Adam's parents? That is my whole thing. That's the same thing with God. Who's God's parents? Where did God come from? That's a question I got for the big man upstairs. Will he answer? Who knows? You gotta wait and see. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, no. So Adam and Eve, first people that we know of, no, the first people on Earth, or like the first like sentient spiritual like beings or whatever. And who are their parents? If Adam and Eve, if evolution is a real thing, this is another thing where it's like, kind of like, I believe evolution, but there's also like the gap or whatever, where you're like, who are Adam and Eve's parents? were they intelligible, or did they birth Adam and Eve, and Adam and Eve were like sentient and they like knew what was happening? They had the brain power and like the brain power and ability, and like, did they have parents? Did they not have parents? Obviously, did they come from different Homo sapiens or whatever? Or did, like, literally, it's so confusing, man. That is one thing where I'm like, if evolution happened, how does this connect to that? Because obviously there's Homo sapiens, primates, there's evidence of them, so they were real, they did happen, but like, were Adam and Eve born from the same one, or born from different ones, or born at all? Like, how was their interaction with their parents? Did they know that their parents weren't like as intelligent as they were? Did they understand that their parents were like more animalistic than they? Or did they just did they just appear? Again, really weird, like, gap in whatever that I wonder about, but I won't know unless God tells me. I doubt he will. Anyway, I don't know, so we had a super cool, biology class. Holy crap. Super cool biology class. Reading a book about evolution and stuff like that. It's really interesting. Like, it's really, really interesting. After biology, one of the guys from my lab group, walked with me, and we, like, had a conversation about evolution and science and, like, the lecture and stuff like that. And then I stopped and got food, and he went on his way. But yeah, it was funny. I told him, so I love science. I literally love science. Science is amazing, because it's literal art. Like, science is art. I love art, and I love science, because science is just art, but, like, with atoms. Like the ground, it's just a painting of atoms. Like, the skyline, the trees, the mountains, it's all art. I mean, where do you think art came from? From looking at the world. Like, anyway. Art imitates life, more like life imitates art. Just kidding. But yeah, no, art came from our surroundings. We were like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I gotta put that down. I gotta jot that down. I gotta draw that. But yeah, it was funny. I told him, I was like, yeah, no, I love science, because science is literally just art, and I love art. And he's like, I've never thought of it that way. And I'm like, what? How have you never thought of it that way? Anyway. Anyway, he was pretty cool. And then I got Chick-fil-A. It smells really bad. It smells like grease. Yeah, I don't know. I got Chick-fil-A, and then, oh my gosh, it's so cold, and it rained today or whatever, and so I was walking back. After eating Chick-fil-A, and I looked at the mountains. It was snow cap all over the mountains. I was like, oh, snow. It's so cold today. It was so cold today. I was sitting there, I was like, walking the way back. And then my thermostat won't go above 70 degrees, so it's freezing in my room. Ugh, and I don't want to open the window because I don't want to hear people outside. I don't understand how people have so much free time. I do not. I have literally no free time, which is very sad. I wish I had more free time, but I rather get really good grades than let it suffer and have friends. So, get really good grades. I'd rather get good grades than have friends and let it suffer. So, that's where my priorities stand. I'm paying for this education, so I'm making sure I get a good one. Making sure I don't gotta take extra classes. So yeah, I got home. Beautiful. Literally, the mountains are so gorgeous. And then I got back, and I didn't even touch, I forced myself to, finish, I was doing something, and I forced myself to finish it before I could eat. wish I could remember what it was. But anyway, I came back and I did something. I don't remember what it was. But I forced myself to do that before I could eat, so by the time I got to my food, it was cold. But I heated it back up in the microwave. Wasn't as fresh, but it's whatever. And then I did, essay, American Heritage essay. I started my essay. I outlined it, did the skeleton, and, like, wrote down what each paragraph, so how, my rough drafts aren't, like, rough drafts, where it's, like, literally writing or whatever. My rough draft is, like, writing down what I'm going to put into, like, each paragraph in my essay. I'm gonna suck at this because it's a 500 word limit essay, and I'm really good at, like, fluffing up my essay, but I can't fluff this one up, so it's gonna be challenging, because I gotta figure out how to, like, how to be more straightforward with my writing, because I'm very lyrical in the sense of, like, when I write, I put myself in the shoes of, like, Hamilton or, like, our founding fathers, and write like the way they did. That's my writing style, is I write like in like 100-year-old, 200-year-old dead man. That's how I write. I write really, like, I write like Alexander Hamilton. I write like George Washington. I write like Thomas Edison. Cause that is the writing style I chose in 4th grade when I had to write like a whole paged essay. I was like, in order to make this essay longer and sound better, I'll write like I'm an old white man. Anyway, but yeah. So I gotta figure out how to be more straightforward. I should be able to do it. I'll be doing quotes and stuff like that, obviously, and then I looked over the rubric, made sure I was answering the question they wanted me to answer, and, like, doing all the points. So I think I got a pretty good outline. I'm gonna start writing it tomorrow, so that way hopefully I can, like, write it out, revise it, and then Thursday I can go into, like, they have, like, a writing lab where, like, there's literally just people who will, like, grade your essay or, like go over your essay. So I'm gonna go over there hopefully Thursday. Hopefully Thursday I want to have it finished so I can go over to the library and get the people to be like, hey, is this a good essay? And they'll be like, yay or no, and they'll tell me what to do. So hopefully I can do that. I gotta do biology tomorrow. I gotta finish that. I gotta finish the biology lab tomorrow. I'm waking up at 8 tomorrow instead of 9, to try and I'll have like 3.5 hours before I have to go to class, so hopefully I can get the lab done in there, and then, because it's just, I finished the reading for American Heritage, and then, I finished the reading for American Heritage, and then I just have to do biology. I have to finish reading the book, and then tomorrow, it's American Heritage is what I'm most worried about. That's my biggest fear right now, is, like, not finishing the essay on time. Because, like, everything else, it's, like, reading assignments, that's what's slowing me down. Which, biology, I do have to finish the reading assignment because we have an assignment at the end of this week. And then I have the Book of Mormon project proposal, which I have to finish, but that's due Saturday, so I can deal with that Saturday. And then I also literally have not studied at all since being here, because I've been doing schoolwork. I haven't had time to study. It's literally like 12 o'clock right now, and I gotta go take a shower. Anyway, yeah, I have American Heritage, and I keep thinking it's Thursday, and it's not. I have American Heritage and math tomorrow, but that means I got, like, the whole day off. Ugh. When I tell you, oh my gosh, I was in Univ today, and we go every time we're in Univ, it's once a week class. Every time we're in Univ, we go over and we're like, What was I talking about? Everyone goes over, like, everyone goes and says, like, how stressed they are. I went from last week being a 3 to this week being a 10. And it was so funny. I said 10. I said 10 because I'm swamped. I mean, I was a 10 this morning. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better now because I've been able to knock out a lot of stuff today. But yeah, literally, like, I went and did math help too. So I got my math work, when I did a quiz yesterday, I think I got like a 70, I got an 80. Ugh, it was so bad. I hate the math quizzes. Anyway, yeah, I have to do the American Heritage quiz tomorrow too. I'm debating on whether to do it before class or after class. I've done all the reading and it's only on the reading, it's not on the lectures. But I kind of want to make sure I've like got the ideas that I'm supposed to have in my head of like what we learned. Oh my gosh, you don't know what that 35 pages of the chapter he wanted me to read were about? Freaking mercantilism. Do any of y'all remember mercantilism? Ugh. Literally, it was all about like the economy and like supply and demand. I'm like 35 pages of economics, and it was the most boring stuff I've ever read. Oh, so bad. Almost as bad as reading the scriptures. Just kidding. That was a joke. But yeah, I mean, I guess I learned a bit. Definitely about like more about what mercantilism is, because I've always known the word, but yeah, it was so bad. It was just about like the market economy and stuff like that. It was so boring. But yeah, I finished that, and then what was I talking about? Something. Who knows? The recesses of my mind do, but they won't tell me. Oh yeah, I looked at counseling, or like therapy or whatever that they offer here, because my doctor told me to look into that. Because guess what, guys? I'm borderline depressed, according to the test they gave me. Or not a real diagnosis. But no, the counseling here, I looked at it. You can either do individual, group, or couple counseling. And the individual, which is, I'm like, no way am I doing it with a group. I'm not comfortable enough, like, speaking about my issues with other people around. And then, the individual, how they, so obviously it's free, but they don't do it forever. They don't have, like, indefinite, care or whatever. So they literally, the way they worded it was like, we'll get you in, we'll set you up with a plan on how to fix you and get you better, and we'll shoo you out. And I'm like, oh, okay. Which is what therapy is supposed to be, but it seemed kind of rushed. And they were like, it's like a few weeks a semester is all you get, and you have to be on a wait list too. And if you need more therapy after that, they like set you up with like an outside therapist who can take you on. But yeah, now I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do counseling here. Oh well. I want a therapist, but more or less just to talk to about my feelings and stuff like that. And just, instead of talking to the wall, I'd like to talk to another human being. And I'd rather not make my friends my therapist, because that always I'm literally dying of brain cells. Ends up poorly? I think that's the wording. Anyway, but yeah, I looked at that and I was like, yeah, no. I'll wait till I'm 20. Or I guess after my mission, maybe. If I can afford it. Ugh, anyway. Oh yeah, and UNIV. I was talking about UNIV and how stressed I was. I said it was a 10. I said it was a 10, and my professor goes, huh? And so do like a bunch of classes like, oh my gosh, you're a 10. I'm like, yeah. And there was like, I think the Chloe next to me, she said she was an 8, and they're like, oh my goodness. And I'm like, guys, I'm always stressed out. No, And they came back to me, and I was like, they're like, why are you so stressed? And I was like, classes. I'm taking American Heritage along with Bio 130 and college algebra and Univ. And they're like, Univ, we're stressing you out? And I went, it's a lot of reading. It's literally so much reading. And they moved on. They did not care about me. Man. Very funny. And then we did a date. Oh my gosh. We did a name game where like you had to say your name and the letter of an animal that matched the first letter of your name. So like I was Bella Bunny, because someone took a bear. How dare they? Anyway, would you rather be stuck in the woods with me or a bear? Anyway, we had devotional today by like one of the elders of our church or whatnot, one of the top dogs. He was British. He was very fun. I liked him. I liked his wife's talk too. Could not tell you his name because I was studying at the time, but they had it on the TV. So cold. What was I talking about? Oh, we did the name association kind of game where we have like 30 people in our class, I think, like 25, 30 people, and our professor was like, we'll Venmo you $10, we'll Venmo the person who can say everyone's name $10, and a couple people tried, and then this one guy tried, and he got everyone's name but my name. He got stuck on my name, and it was funny. One of the girls was like, think Twilight, and he's like, I've never seen Twilight before. Oh man, it was very fun. I was like, go on, you can do this. You got this. You got this. It was very. He sat there for like a full-on minute, just staring at me. It was very awkward. He's like, what was the animal you used? What was the animal you used? I was like, bunny, and he's like, oh, Bella. It was so funny. Oh man, it was so funny. But it was literally there was like a moment of like a minute where it was just dead silent. It was we stared into each other's eyes. Oh man, so funny. I literally like I was laughing the whole time. Because I feel like everyone remembers my name. Like I'm always like people always being like, oh hey Bella, hey whatever. Especially like this past week, people like be like, hey Bella, and I'm like, hey you. Oh man, yeah, I cannot remember other people's names. I remember faces, names, no. My brain just doesn't connect the two. Anyway, I have not stuff to. Oh, I do have stuff tomorrow, but like, whatever. Anyway, so basically Friday I have essay, biology, and I have to meet with my peer mentor, Ian. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, cause it's like you meet with him once a month. That's requirement of the course, and you have to be like, oh, sorry, it's so cold. You have to meet with him and like talk about school, I guess. I have no idea. I don't understand peer mentors. Like I get the idea of like helping you navigate college and stuff like that, but like I don't know. Anyway, he's cute, so get like 15 minutes of staring at eye candy. Oh man, the men in Utah, I've already been over this. There's some cute guys in my class, but they're all the guys in my class are back from a mission, so they're all like 21, which I'm not opposed to, but I wouldn't date anyone seriously my freshman year because I want to go on a mission, and there's no way on earth I'd make anyone wait. I don't want to get involved in a relationship if I know it's bound to end, so yeah, save myself from heartbreak. But anyway, some cute guys in my class. Say science, not so much. Biology, there's not a lot of cute guys there. Univ, some cute guys. Will I talk to them? No. Anyway. Tomorrow we're going to, our professor is hosting like a little barbecue or whatever. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, Okay, my professor asked me today, he was Univ, he asked me, he's like, where are you from again? He's like, Bella, where are you from again? I went, South Carolina, and I said it with an accent. He goes, oh! Because of the accent, I went, ooh. Oh, man. I literally cackled. I was like, ooh. It was obvious. He was like, oh, the accent. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think I have an accent. I hear it sometimes, but, like, it's not very thick unless I say, like, certain words. Or get real tired. When I get tired or angry, my accent comes full. Like, you can't even understand what I'm saying. It's, like, crazy Southern. Anyway. Oh, my goodness. This was almost 15 minutes, too. I don't remember what I was talking about. We have a barbecue at his house tomorrow. What was I talking about? Univ? Yeah, no cute guys in Univ, no cute guys in, there's a couple in my math class, but they sit in, like, the opposite side of the room, so I can't really look at them. Then there's, what classes do I have? American Heritage is a literal lecture hall, so there's a couple cute guys, at least that I've seen. I haven't seen or met every guy in my lecture hall. And then, there's a pretty cute guy I met. He was like kind of cute. He wasn't super cute, but yeah, there was a what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Book of Mormon, religion class. There's this cute guy who sat next to me a couple weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago? Last week? I don't know. I do not know. His name was Ian also, although my peer mentor is way hotter. Real. I miss Landon. None of you guys will know who that is, except for some people. I miss Landon so much. He was so fine. Ugh, serious eye candy. I'm thinking about doing FSY this year, because that'd be a fun summer job. I think application came out, gosh, 16th. I gotta figure out, one of the people in my ward, one of the adults is actually, like, in charge of FSY, so I think I'm gonna talk to her about it, so, but yeah, thinking about doing that, being a counselor, so, cause I get paid. And I could go to, like, Hawaii or, like, some fun place for FSY. Or I could go to South Carolina. Who knows? Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Landon. Landon was this really hot, like, really hot counselor. Like, he was so fine. So fine. Like, we had a million counselors there, like, so many counselors. My counselors were not hot. Landon was, one of my friend's counselors. He was, like, the only hot one there, and all the girls were all over him, because here's the thing about South Carolina. There's no hot men. There's cute guys, maybe. There's a lot of, like, tall, lanky guys. I'm not into that. I like my men to have a bit of meat on their bones, but that's beside the point. But yeah, no, there's, like, no cute guys in South Carolina. Like, literally, trust me, I looked for all of my high school career, did not find a guy who was cute enough to date. The black men are very hot. Not racist, why would I say that? Anyway, no, real. There were some cute guys, but no white guys were hot or cute in South Carolina. So when there was one at FSY, his name was Landon, and he was so fine. My goodness, he was fine. Man. Yeah. I miss him. Literally no one's been as hot as he was. I'd say Ian's kind of close. I pray he doesn't find this. That'd be so embarrassing. Ian's like, he's hot, but his personality makes him cute, if that makes sense. Like, how I describe him is he's a literal golden retriever. He is a literal puppy dog. He's so cute. Landon he was just hot. I mean, I didn't hang around him too much, but he was hot. It was so funny. Okay, so I did FSY when I was 16 turning 17. Like, I turned 17 at the end of the week of FSY, and I think Landon was 22 years old. He was so hot. Did not stop me from flirting hardcore with him. I don't think he picked up on any of my signals. But so was like every other girl, so maybe he just thought that was normal. Oh, man. I miss him. Yeah. I think it was 2 years ago, or I guess a year ago. That's so funny. It was so funny. I would be talking with some of the like girl counselors, and they'd be like, "You're how old?" And he's 22. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Age is just a number. Oh man, but real. I've never found a guy my age attractive. So, men, what you doing? Hurry up. Get on it. Anyway, yeah, I gotta go take a shower and do that. Oh, one of our professor's son joined us for a UNIV. I think he's joining us from now on for a UNIV class. He's at Utah, UVU, I think that's what it's called. Utah Valley University. Yeah. But he takes a couple classes here. I don't know how that works, but I guess it does. So he can like live on campus with like his besties. But anyway, he's okay. I mean, I haven't met him at all, so I can't say. Yeah. Thanks for listening to me, oogle over guys. Guys that I will never talk to and are probably too old for me. No, they're not too old. What's that gap, like 4 years? Landon was 5. Oh my gosh. Was it? Yeah, 5 year age gap. I mean, I won't complain. He was fine. Oh man. No. It was a factor in coming to BYU, the men, because I've seen the men in South Carolina. It was, so the reasons for coming to BYU, crazy cheap. Sorry, I sat on my hands, so they're all like patterned. Crazy cheap, God told me, and hot men. The trifecta. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Anyway, I gotta go take a shower and go to bed because it is too late for me. Good night. See you tomorrow.